Hey friends, Source Players, welcome back. Today I wanted to share how I am currently approaching and looking at life. And I felt that this could be a beneficial suggestion to kind of put out there to see how you could maybe incorporate this frame of mind, this way of looking at things, this perspective, however you want to frame it, and how you could maybe find it useful for yourself. Okay, so the first thing that I want to say before I get into that is I showed you my video where I do my grounding, how I do my grounding with my box of sand. That is a very good way to do your grounding in privacy, whatever, like that, where people are not, trying to wonder what you're doing. Okay, so, and nevertheless, I have had several weeks to be here in my home most of the day, working and having the opportunity to ground or do pranayama. And I also forgot to mention in that video, sometimes when I'm grounding, I actually do pranayama at the same time. Like if I'm just watching something on TV or on YouTube or something where I'm not actually actively doing something, I will do the pranayama while I'm grounding. But I'll do my 15 minutes of pranayama. I'll still time it. Like I'll just time it. I'll pick up a metronome video on my phone, watch whatever I'm watching on TV, and when that 15 minutes is over, I may get up and do something, or I may be still grounding myself. But sometimes I do that little extra added benefit of doing them both at the same time because you get a good boost with the pranayama. So that's just a suggestion for you. I will say when I was doing pranayama, right, when I started to really I never liked it because it would take like 15 minutes of my time, and I got to sit there and I got to make sure I'm counting my breaths right. And it's like, oh, 15 minutes. I'm never going to make it through 15 minutes. But I started to just yes, you can make it through that, right? That's nothing. 15 minutes is nothing. It flies by. But as I was doing it, I noticed I was feeling very lightheaded. I was getting weird headaches. So I would recommend, if you don't do pranayama, I would recommend make sure you're centered before you do it, because I noticed I did some trial and error. So I made sure I was centered, and I noticed I wasn't having those headaches so much anymore. So that might just be me. These things affect you all in different ways. So that's just a suggestion. So anyway, I digress. The reason why I'm bringing this up is that I've had time to add to my synergy cell and my reserve synergies, my reserve energies. So because of that, because you're adding your energy, your synergy cell is getting filled up, your reserve cell is getting filled up, and your frequency starts to go up, right? Yes, that ideally, yes. And if you've kind of distilled your subconscious things, your habits, things that take away from your synergy cell, obviously you're going to maintain higher energies, so as you climb as you shift up, right, you will get more clarity. What I find is that all of a sudden things start to click, like something I'm trying to learn, something I'm trying to grasp. I might struggle with it a little bit, and then one day maybe I'll find the right information that resonates, that speaks to me, I can understand it, and all of a sudden it clicks. And or all of a sudden I will have an inspired thought that will click and resonate again and just give me clarity and insight to things. Okay, so I've been experiencing something since I broke my ankle, which was just a month ago, right? A lot has happened in those 4 weeks, and it's, you notice every day is a different experience. And so my whole choice to start a new job, to pursue something, to be around animals, okay, like she's talked about animals before, but animals truly give me happiness. And there's been one time in my life where I was not really happy being the owner of an animal. It was my last dog. It was a very difficult time. It was when I broke my foot, my other foot the first time. It was rough. It was very rough. My mindset was I was in a very unhappy place. And as a result, I couldn't appreciate the dog as much. There was a lot of circumstances. But other than that, I've always been very happy around animals. And I'm sad that I couldn't appreciate that experience more, because that was something I really wanted. That was a manifestation that I wanted, and I couldn't enjoy it. I couldn't allow myself to enjoy it. But anyway, I digress. Animals make me very happy. So for me to want to pursue something to do with animals and I was feeling so much joy. And then, as these needling little thoughts, oh, what's going to take this away? Those kind of things came in, but, then I broke my ankle. And I was determined, okay, I've done this before. I broke my ankle before. We're going to approach this with surgery. Like everything was just like, okay, boom, I know what I got to do. I mean, even the day I was in the ER, they were like, you're so calm. I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? I know it's broken. Freaking out is not going to heal my ankle. It's still going to be broken. Why am I going to be freaking out? Why am I going to be not calm? I already been through this. This is not my first rodeo. So that's been my approach. Like, okay, there was moments where I didn't know how I was going to get through financially, but everything has just kind of worked out. And that's kind of what happened the first time around. So I didn't really panic very much. And I didn't get myself in a frame of mind where I was down or woe is me. I just said, okay, we're going to be proactive. Like, this is what's happening. Okay, so this is what is a result of these choices. And this is what I'm going to do. So I'm segueing into where I'm trying to kind of lead you. So anyway, this job that I wanted to be happy, right, that I thought was going to make me happy, has kind of morphed into something different. It's different than what it was. I'm still working for the person. Obviously, I can't walk dogs until I'm fully healed. However, there's an aspect of this new role that is kind of stressful. And last night, I pretty much got a little fed up with the way I'd been treated, the way I was being treated by my new employer. And, understanding my power, the power position that I'm in, the choice that I've made, understanding a lot of different things about what has put me right now in this position, right? And the choice that I've made, and because I've made this choice, how I'm being treated. And, I made the determination that I'm not going to tolerate being mistreated or spoken to in a way that is borderline abusive, right? Like, I've made this decision. And because, I've realized that this person's program, that's the way that they've operated, before I came around. They are used to operating in this way. but I'm not going to tolerate that. And knowing who I am, she's really, she's playing with fire. So I know where my control is in myself, and but finally was like, okay, I know my own power. I know the position of power that I have, that I'm sitting on, that is my little trump card, And this is where I'm getting into. It is like playing a game of chess, okay? As we go up in frequency, as our frequency shifts up, okay, you will gain more insight, more clarity of things. You will be able to control your responses. You'll be able to control your reactions to things, okay? When you complete certain things within your body, like you'll start to see these gradual shifts within yourself. It's not to say that you cannot react, of course you can react. Of course you could still, fly off the handle or something like that. But when you actually start to observe kind of a personality change in some way, you can see how you're going to have better control of yourself, okay? So nevertheless, it became very apparent. The light went off because I had this resolve within me, like, okay, I'm only going to tolerate this kind of treatment for this long. And if it goes past this point, if it goes past this boundary, then I'm going to make a new choice. And it's going to be the most beneficial choice for me in the long run. It's going to be the most advantageous choice for me in the long run, okay? And I know I've thought about the entire play out of it, because I've actually been through this scenario before. And I'm not really alluding to fully what that choice would be. But, I know what that road would lead to. And I'm perfectly okay with that. And because I know that at the end of the day, if I decide to make that choice because this person has pushed me to that point, that will be the most beneficial outcome for me. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. You have to now, at this point, once you're in control of your responses, you're not reacting, you're in control of your emotions a little more, you're in control of a lot of things, and you observe the programs running through the people around you. First of all, be open to adapting, being open to change. I've always kind of been open to change, and I've always welcomed change, but honestly, I kind of adapt and I flow and I kind of mold myself and do things as, okay, this is where this choice has taken me, so I have to zig, when I should have zagged. You know what I'm saying? I always do that. But if you have any basic grasp of chess and anticipating your opponent's next move, you have to be steps ahead of your opponent. So observe and notice the patterns. Notice the patterns of the people's behaviors, because they are predictable patterns of behavior. Okay? Once you start to see certain things emerge, you can then keep tally of, okay, this is what's going to continue to happen or whatever like that. So, yeah. So I have, it's my intention that if the behavior doesn't change, I will make this choice. And that's going to be the choice where I come out on top. And I also, and the reason why I said that is because I've talked about, if you are struggling to find your, if you're struggling to find your, like, what's the word? The centering in who you are, not the actual centering, but you knowing who you are, knowing your power, knowing your self-worth, right? These kind of things, your self-empowerment. This is where I was talking about your first names. Look it up. Look up what your first name means. And look at how things in your life have, played out that might be contrary to what your name means, or it might be something that, like, it's a lesson you need to, like, for example, like, somebody's name means worthy of love. And if they have felt like, if they have led a life where they felt like they were unworthy of love, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that. But so anyway, being what I know my name is, and all the things that I know, and all of the experience that I've been into, and because we have the experiences, we know how to apply certain things, and we know how to approach certain things. You can approach your life like a chess game, and you can anticipate the next move of your opponent or the other players around you, and then you can plan and predict your next move to be the most advantageous, the most beneficial, and the one that comes out on top as the victor. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so I know it took a long time to get there, but I was trying to articulate it in a way that I think that might resonate with people. So that's what I wanted to share with you. I hope it does resonate with you, and I hope that gives you some inspiration to figure out. I'm not saying being manipulative. I'm not saying that. I'm saying ways that because this is the game of life. This is the game of life, and you have to figure out how to navigate these experiences with the soulless ones that are around us, enhancing our game. And, we're in interactions every day, and we're in situations and experiences every day, and you want to make sure that you're the one that's coming out on top. So that's it. Anyway, I hope it was worth something to you all, and I'll be back soon. Bye.